Sculptris is a very simple to use free sculpting tool. Blender also has a sculpting tool, but I'm really quite used to Sculptris and I quite like it. So in Sculptris, I'm going to try and create a plane replacing the default sphere. I really should turn the symmetry off. Now, imagining the plane as a curtain fabric, I mostly try to create folds by drawing and creasing. I am aiming at getting a natural feel, so I'm trying to be a little bit regular in the folds, but also a bit variable in the way that they hang. Of course, Blender had the cloth simulation tool, but I like to have more control, and also feel that this is simpler for something like curtains. Having said that, if you go to YouTube or Vimeo and have a look around, you can actually find some really good video tutorials on how to use that cloth simulation tool in Blender. So I'd recommend that if you find this maybe a bit too simplistic. Now I'm not going to put any colour onto this object before I export it. I can do all that in DAZ Studio. Let's just save as an OBJ file. You can actually see saved here an earlier curtain that I did. So here in DAZ Studio, I simply go and import the OBJ file that we saved in Sculptris. It appears as a plain white, well, curtain. Now we need to move it. Now if you haven't used DAZ Studio before, you'll note that I am in a tab at the top called Pose and Animate. Let's rotate it first to get it, pleasing to the eye. We'll use the translate tools to move it to a suitable position. This can be a bit fiddly if we try and just get it right. We'll add my first curtain too, eh? I might just use the scale tool to squeeze this curtain a bit, look a bit better, I think. Now once we have these in place and we're happy with them, we'll go to the Actors Wardrobe and Props tab at the top. And then down the side of that menu is a tab called Surface. Click on an object, and in this menu you'll find Diffuse Color. I'm changing this to a deep red. Also in the General Properties, I'll change the material from plastic to matte. For props, I'll add a floor and perhaps a lectern or something. I'll look around. At this point, I'll add a camera. For me, lighting is very important to any scene, so I think I'll add a spotlight. Notice the absence of a shadow. So I need to go back to the light and find the shadow parameters, and we'll make it deep shadows. might make the shadow a bit of a deep blue or something. I quite like that. Perhaps a bit too blue, but we might be able to just make that a bit deeper, eh? And now we have a reasonably good set of curtains in a DAZ Studio scene.